Hello there, Liberty Kitty Cats, and you are hearing my voice right now for one reason and one reason only. That is to make sure that you realize that this is part 2. This is the second part of Lions of Liberty episode 500. So if you've not heard. If you haven't heard, I'm not going to edit this. You know what? I'm not going to edit this. I'm going to let this thing fly. If you have not heard, this is how much I love you guys or how much I don't care. You guys decide. But you're getting me raw and uncensored all throughout this thing because that's how I was on all of episode 500. Again, this is part 2 featuring many appearances from friends that we have made over the years. A lot of it will be a lot of insider jokes, inside talk, and that sort of thing. But for anyone who's been following us over the years, or even just started following us recently, frankly, I think you're going to absolutely enjoy this, but it is a direct extension of part 1. So this basically picks up right where part 1 left off. So I want to implore you, if you have not heard Lions of Liberty episode 500, part 1, just tick back in your podcast feed. It is the last show before this one. And then come on back and listen. It's that simple. It's that fun. It's very fun. I hope you enjoy it. Namaste.
We need to empower people with not just the philosophical tools, but the inspiration to break free from the system.
Welcome to the flagship Lions of Liberty podcast, your weekly dose of education, inspiration, and real-world application from the top minds in the liberty movement.
If you want liberty, we need to be better leaders, better husbands, better fathers, better friends, better businessmen. We need to be better people.
Here's your host, your guide, your shining beacon of liberty, Marc Claire.
Live long and live forever.
I need to jump off soon, too. And Rico's yawning. Who's coming in? Dom Sodi. I'll wave hi to Don. He can take my place. Dom.
All right.
I said Don. I meant Dom.
Dom Sidoti's coming
I
up?
have a Don Adani that's a friend of mine.
This is a big surprise. This is a big surprise. He's been waiting patiently behind
Dom,
the scenes. I have someone else also waiting behind the scenes. Wait, how did you know that? Did you? Am I still screen sharing?
Yeah.
Anyway, Dom, one of the original lines. I'm still screen sharing this whole time.
The snake is in the
Dom,
house.
I love you in What We Do in the Shadows. You're great in that.
Dominic Sidoti, one of the original lines.
He's still muted. Mark, he's still muted. When are you going to learn?
Still muted. That's the problem. We can't
There
even
we
hear
go.
this guy.
Hey,
We can't hear you, Dom.
all right.
Hey, man.
There he is.
Sorry about that. Wow.
Hey, I'm also going to bring in, I know this is a lot of thunder to steal, but I don't want to leave him in the waiting room any longer. I also have Johnny Adams, who I'm going to let in as well right now. Johnny Adams, the man, the myth, the legend. But while we wait for him to get onboarded, Dom,
Yeah.
what's up, man? You're one of the
Hey,
original
man.
Lions of Liberty. Before we
Yeah,
had
it's
a
great to be back.
podcast.
Yeah, that was crazy. What was that, about 8 years ago? 9 years ago?
Oh
2012?
my God, has it been that late? It must be because it was
It's been a
7
while.
years plus 7.5 for the podcast.
It would
We
be
started
funny.
the website around 2010, 2011.
It would be funny if Dom had been writing this whole time and posting articles. we just didn't know. He's just going to the old site and he's like, I don't know why these guys aren't talking to me. I'm not getting any emails anymore.
I offended them somehow.
Let's go. You guys look great.
You?
What have you been up to?
As do you.
Thanks, man. You like the hair?
Yeah, it's long and
Trying
luxurious.
to catch up to me, it seems.
I'm trying, yeah. It's been,
You look like
what's the
a
year?
true. You look like one of the Sarnev brothers, those guys that bombed Boston.
That's what I'm
The
going
first
for. I
time this
appreciate
We've known each
that.
other a long time. We're allowed to say things like
It's a nice compliment.
that. Yeah, see, he's happy about it.
Yeah. Nice, man. So everybody's married and has, yeah, like, I just texted Claire randomly.
I think you led the way on this, Tom. Might have been the first married one of all of us.
Man, wow.
In fact,
yeah.
you definitely were.
yeah.
First married, first,
You
I
did
think
it what, when
first
you're
kid.
like 21 or something?
Or maybe Rico was first with the kid.
I was 30, but yeah.
Oh, wait,
Yeah, about that, yeah.
30's the new 21. Tom.
That's true. I agree. Yeah.
30
I'm
was the
30.
new 21 because that's still the youngest person I know married, basically.
Right.
All right,
Cody
hold
might
on.
be-
I got to
Cody-
show.
Cody was
I got to
younger,
show
right?
you this because you look at
Cody,
Dom right
you
now.
were
I got to
married.
show you
were
this
Dom
picture.
first. You were
Dom got
Dom.
married first.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Hold on.
Right.
This is what I was talking about. Can you guys see this? That is what Dom looks like for what we do in the shadows. He looks exactly like the Impaler, whatever character.
You can see all of Brian's porn tabs open there.
Yeah, I have a million tabs on. Too many work
Johnny
tabs.
Adams in the background. He has not initiated his microphone.
He's still
but,
muted.
if you can hear me, you're welcome to do that anytime, Dom. Anytime, John. Whatever. Dom, but in the meantime, what's your first memory of the Lions Liberty in general? We can talk about the podcast later, but I know there was a specific night. I have a vague memory of it, as all these things go. But it was you, myself, Odie, Brian at the bar here in Los Angeles. There was arguing, there was foosball, there was friendship, there was all those things. But to the best of your recollection.
I do remember a foosball fight.
Yeah, definitely. We had a
It
real
was over the Papa Shot. 'Cause I think I was there. And it was,
This was. I remember it was. It was definitely foosball. There might have been a Papa Shot. The Papa Shot was with Odie when I kept beating Odie badly, and Odie kept going double or nothing, and I think I took him for $100 by the end of the night.
That Papa Shot was not regulation. So
that's probably my first memory. Yeah. Well, there was no Lions of Liberty at that point. We were just trying to get everybody on the train.
Yeah, we were just dudes, but in retrospect,
Yeah.
it was the genesis of Lions of Liberty.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, that was even longer. That was what, 2009, 2010?
Something like that. It was around Ron Paul, 2000.
that was 08.
Yeah.
I think 08 or 07. Yeah.
Yeah, I was out there for work, and you guys all lived up there. Odermatt lived at that point, right? You were in the Inland Empire or whatever horseshit.
The beautiful Inland Empire.
Yeah.
Who decided to call that an empire, by the way? Like, how did that even happen?
I think it's just like anybody. If you just live in a shitty area, you're like, well, I might as well spruce it up. It's like what they call like housing projects. They're like Vista View Gardens, and you're like, oh, sounds nice. Yeah.
It's where all the trains come together with all the industry and manufacturing. So I don't know.
Who wouldn't want to live
That's
there?
an empire, I guess.
You can meet hobos from around the United States. There's Johnny. He's unmuted now.
All right, Johnny Adams is in the show. Johnny.
Yeah,
what's up, buddy?
going on, guys?
Johnny.
Happy
What up, dude?
500th episode. Jesus Christ, that's awesome. That's awesome.
It's something.
Christ superstar. Johnny Adams, how are you, my man? It's been a while.
Oh man, I'm out here
Johnny
in
Adams
Flagstaff.
of the Johnny Rocket Launchpad of, wait, what was the other show? Blast Off.
Blast
There we go.
Off.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's been a while. But yeah, man, I'm
kicking them back.
I'm out in Flagstaff and it's snowing, or it was snowing, and there's still snow out here in Arizona.
Snow's there?
Yeah, I know, right?
Is that where you live, Flagstaff?
No, I'm work up here. I mean, I've been up here like every day for a year, man. So
Flagstaff is the one. When I moved to California, a friend of mine that I drove the whole road trip with, we stayed one night in Flagstaff, and it was one of the most insane, blacked out drunk nights of my life. That's all I have to say.
That's
And I can't really
saying
tell
a
you
lot.
why, because
Saying
I don't
quite a
really
bit.
remember. No, I don't remember. We went to a bar, and the guy handed us, it was the first time I ever had the arrogant bastard.
Oh man,
Brian knows all about.
that's a
I never
dark.
had it
That's a
before.
dark place you go with that.
And me and my friend Josh, who was my partner on the road trip, we saddled up to this bar, and this guy's like, "Hey man, what you guys doing?" We're like, "Oh, we're just coming through town. We're heading out to LA." He's like, "You ever had arrogant bastards?" I was like, "No, not at all." He's like, "Come with me." He brings us to the back of it was like a bar, but he had a fridge in the back, and he for some reason walked us there, or at least that's how my memories are recreating this. I have no idea if it happened like this. Anyway, he hands us two arrogant bastards, and that's my last memory. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even remember the rate.
I remember the beer. Like,
Flagstaff.
I can vividly remember the beer coming and sitting on the bar, and then I remember waking up to him puking in the other room, and like me puking. Like it was just like that's the next memory. 12 hours later was puking. That's it.
And the guy who
I think we had
served
fun,
you,
though.
the guy who served you, the arrogant bastard, was walking around your
peeking
hotel
at
room
us,
in a
yes.
towel. Is that?
Oh.
Like, sorry guys, I gotta wash my dick quick. Got a lot of use. Well, I think arrogant bastard is before you move on. And then I gotta, like I said, I'm gonna jump off at 7:30 our time.
Been saying
but
this for hours.
arrogant bastard, I think was also what we were drinking at the other room one time when you got so drunk, and then we left the bar. And I don't know if it was the David Schwimmer sighting night, but I do remember. Okay, so that was when
Rico paid me $20 to ask David Schwimmer when the sequel to
Paul Bear
2.
when Paul Bear 2 was coming up because I was a fan of the film.
And then was this the same night?
And
when
Mr. Schwimmer was not thrilled with his comment. But he was a gentleman about it nonetheless and was on a date. And frankly, in retrospect, he handled it better than I might have.
Yeah. It was like real funny, man, real funny.
Yeah, he was happy,
but wasn't that?
you know.
I think immediately after that, didn't we walk out of the bar and then you tried to kick a bottle of water and then just stepped on it and slipped and fell straight down on your back?
I mean, I believe
Well,
it.
some guy got like basically rock bottomed by a bartender onto the pavement sidewalk as we were walking out. I don't know if you recall that, but it was pretty. It sucked for him, but it was interesting for us.
Definitely sucked for him.
Brian, do you remember when you slipped on that banana peel at Penn State?
Yes. How insane was that?
That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
we were literally walking across the street to like that Mexican restaurant, and yeah, I saw all of a sudden fucking fall down hard on my ass, and I looked down.
That was me.
No, it was me.
Did you guys both slip
were-
on the
we
same
were
banana?
No,
walking
it
to
was
Mad
you.
Max.
It was Rico.
Yes.
Great example of how
It was Rico.
How flawed.
We were walking to Mad Max.
I don't know. It's hard after all these years to remember. Yeah, that's right. It was
Example, I
Rico.
thought that I started a podcast because I loved Johnny Adams' presidential campaign. This is how confusing memory is. Like
I know. It's like it flows over time. It's true. That was Rico that fell. That's a fact.
I also once fell after we drank Arrogant Bastards on the street and hit my head though. So
Okay, that's what I remember.
you're
I also
probably merging
remember
two memories that did occur into one.
Yeah, mushing them together. I also a fond memory of mine is when at Pork Fest. So the first time we ever met Johnny in person was at
I like
Pork
how once
Fest a few
Tom
years
Woods is
ago.
gone, it's just drunk stories now. It's like we've been.
Uh,
It's
just-
drunk
yeah.
stories.
It's like
Yeah,
we're
this
free
is
now.
Yeah.
Tom's
And-
gone. It's
Oh,
okay.
Pork Fest
Dad's
was a
gone. We
blur,
can say whatever
Brian.
we want.
Oh yeah.
blur.
A massive crazy. You were already so drunk, and we had the VIP access. So we just sat in the VIP room, the
Yeah,
VIP
let's
tent,
get it
drinking
drunk.
whiskey.
Unlimited alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Good
I
idea.
remember I
Vodka
came in and
tonics.
triumphantly whooped the shit out of both you and Roger Paxton in arm wrestling. Just a vicious and Odermatt. 3 in a row. Vicious beatdowns.
I beat Johnny though, so
Yeah, John beat. Yeah, you got me. I think I beat Mark and I beat Roger.
Beat Roger.
Well,
there you go.
that's
Okay.
good.
Well, that's
we've got,
respectable.
we've got a
Like
new guest,
Chris-
everybody. We've got a new guest.
Spangle didn't even want to even come near
Well,
me. 'cause
speak-
he felt
Spangle
like-
doesn't-
Speak of the
Oh,
devil.
Speak of the
Speak
guy.
Speak of the
named
Spangly devil.
Speak of the devil himself.
just appears.
That was
We're just talking about Pork Fest and arm wrestling, Chris.
that
I
was
remember
like
it.
Johnny.
I rolled out of your
Johnny-
car.
Johnny Adams just conjured Chris Spangle. That was amazing.
Everybody comes in
Literally
muted.
said
Hold
your
on.
name and then you
Johnny
appeared.
here?
Yeah,
Johnny's
here.
by phone here.
not visibly, but yeah. Audibly.
Johnny-
Yeah, sorry, I'm on phone.
You guys should
Well,
hug. audibly.
I never understood physics in high school, and then I arm wrestled Brian McWilliams with his giant arm, and physics just came into play, and he got ripped my arm off, and that was just the beginning of it. The VIP tent never recovered from the booze. That was
my
lost
God.
from the Lions of
No, they
Liberty.
actually literally ended the VIP tent after the last year we were there because it obviously become unprofitable to have that. they didn't know
It's not
that.
a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't understand
you
how
don't
they
give
even-
Lions Liberty a VIP tent. That's a,
No.
All I know
That's
is
a bad
Brian
idea.
went into the bathroom and then came out, and the mirror was shattered somehow.
Oh, are we
He
gonna
says
get
it
into the
wasn't his-
mirror?
That,
again?
by the way, I remember that distinctly. I was literally standing there pissing, and the mirror
Remember
fell off the fucking wall right next to me. Right next to me while I was pissing. And I was like, did my dick get cut? No? All right. And I went about my day. But then if people thought the less of me because if you're drinking heavy, because we tried to drink a handle of whiskey between two teams during a podcast. And we got about halfway through the
I'll
handle
never
of
do that
whiskey.
again.
Yeah, I
That
saw
was a
it.
bad idea.
I remember watching it. Yeah.
That
was a bad
my
idea.
last time I'm gonna attempt something.
Have you heard about
of that
this,
nature.
Dom? Do you know we did a live whiskey challenge?
No, really?
way,
Yeah.
I'm
for
With
Chris
teams
and
of
Johnny-
3, which is too few
For Chris
teams. That's
and
too
Johnny,
few people to do it.
Dom here is the 4th original Lions of Liberty, and then something happened, but he's still alive. But something happened, and we don't even know what actually. But here he is.
I got real vanilla and suburban and had 3 kids.
He got really pale, had 3
Well,
kids.
I have
he grew
a
his hair
question
long.
for Don real quick. I thought
Yeah.
one of the reasons you couldn't, you had like a 3-hour commute to work every day or something.
It's it was 2 hours, and then
And
this.
now it's 3.
Yeah, no, now there's the COVID
Further
blessing.
away.
Yeah. So now you
Yeah.
have 0 hours of work. So
I have-
much
well, now
more
I have-
time for podcasting.
I have a shitload,
Yes,
but
there you go.
I decided to fill it with something that would actually, I've been inspired by John Odermatt's thousands of posts a day that I see about having sources
So
of
your
income
gut
in
is in
different
good shape.
streams.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So my gut flora is doing excellent, and I'm using those 4 hours to try to bring in some extra money, doing some side consulting work and stuff.
I was gonna say, are you a fisherman now? Because you have a porthole in the wall behind you.
Yeah.
Are you on a boat right now? Are you a tuna fisherman? I loved you on Big Catch.
Yeah, I'm a C currently. Yeah.
Is that a window? What is that?
It's a mirror. Allie's got,
Okay.
I'm going to start calling
Taste for
guests
things like
randomly
that.
now. It's pretty much
The
time.
guppy.
Everyone's allowed in now.
Let everybody. I'm gonna check out, guys. So.
Just
Congrats to
Thank
Marc on
God.
500. I look forward to celebrating all of our 500ths when we get there. And I'll see y'all later. Bing, bang, boom.
All right.
Hey, man,
Bye,
good seeing you.
Brian.
Have
Yeah,
a
you
good
too,
one,
guys.
bud.
Brian.
By the way, I have more
Actually,
clips
I
of that.
can't technically because I'm the backup
Hey, do
recording,
you
but
wanna-
I am
do you
going
wanna
to
see-
close my camera and
Brian,
mute
do you
my
want to
microphone.
stay for one thing first?
All right, I'll stay. Are you going to play me out?
Since all the Lions of Liberty are here, and since Spangle and Johnny are here, this seems like a good time to share a little thanks. You can screen share right now. I'm not speaking English words. You can see my screen share, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
you can.
It seems like a good time for a little special hello I got from a little
nice.
gentleman that might have been helped inspire.
Hello, and congratulations to the Lions of Liberty podcast for reaching 500 episodes. The Liberty Movement needs as many committed individuals as possible to spread our message of voluntarism and peace. 500 episodes proves to me that the Lions of Liberty are committed. Keep up the great work and always remember to have fun.
With the classic romp.
That's awesome. I was like, he's like committed. I'm like, yeah, you guys have been committed already. Fuck.
I never forget the have fun part.
Yeah,
He
that's
says
awesome.
Keep on roaring.
Howie literally never forgets that part.
That's
$4.99, not so much, but 500.
All right. Marc, play me out with the song. Which one? You pick. I sent you 10 songs and also the Mr. Robinson's Liberty Hoods.
I think that's actually the one. Okay, I gotta reshare the screen here now. Hold on, it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And now I'm super drunk, so things are way harder than earlier. So I think I did.
Wait.
Yeah, here we go. This is the Mr. John's Liberty Hood theme song. Brian's little spin-off before he branched out into his own thing. It's gonna be fun.
It's a beautiful day in this Liberty Hood. A beautiful day for a candidate. Would he be mine? Could he be mine? Oh, Gary. It's a Liberty Day in this Johnson Wood. A Liberty-ish day for a Gary. Would he be mine? Could he be mine? I've never wanted to have a candidate just like you. I've always wanted to have a real libertarian who's schooled. But let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would he be mine? Could he be mine? As long as he acts libertarian. Won't you please, please, won't you be a principled libertarian?
And his answer was sometimes, depending on how high.
Once in a while.
You've got the weed.
When I'm feeling
Yeah.
it, depending on.
All
the
right. Well,
situation.
thank you for
Wait,
playing
wait.
me out.
Before you leave, what happened with that special surprise?
It was the Ron Paul thing, wasn't it?
The
no,
one
it
that
was
we
dumb.
talked about?
It was dumb.
Hey!
No.
Is there another surprise?
Sorry, Rico. Jeez.
No, John, you were a wonderful surprise. I didn't
Ryan
know about
obviously
that.
forgot.
for ya.
his surprise.
What's
Maybe
the other
it was Tom
special
Woods,
surprise?
Maybe it was Ron Paul. Is there another one? Am I forgetting one?
Well, apparently not.
It seems like a big night. I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't either.
I don't know if he's playing dumb or he's really this stupid.
No, I'm really this stupid. I don't know what you're
No,
talking
No,
not,
I'm talking
not
about
you,
Brian.
Mark. You wouldn't know because it would be surprising you.
Oh.
But Brian,
In which case,
Brian
no, I don't
forgot,
know what you-
apparently.
I forgot. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Well, you
Text each
jackass, you asked us who could be the most statist.
Oh,
non-liberty-
right.
And
Well,
had
I didn't
a
get.
bunch of names, and I guess you didn't do anything.
No, I ran
had,
it.
pay for Kathy Griffin to give a message.
Yeah.
Like Wendy Williams would have been a good one.
These are all things you thought about doing and didn't.
I wanted to find people on Cameo. I was trying to find on Cameo a person that would be
this is
hilariously unlibertarian to come on and give a happy 500th message, but I couldn't find anybody that wasn't like they're like $200. I don't want to spend $200 on that shit.
Patreon money. They're fine with it.
Well, maybe for my 500th episode.
They don't see
David Cross would have been fantastic.
David Cross would have been good. Yeah. But it also worked out because it was Super Bowl Sunday. I was like, I'd have to get this turned around in like a day, and it was just I thought of it too late.
Turn around? What do you mean turn around? You just
I have to find people,
pay them,
send them the script, get them to do it. They have to get it turned around in time. I was like, it's too tight. It's too hard.
You know, maybe
Ron
Paul was right about that whole committed thing.
Yeah,
Hi, this is Ron Paul. I just want to take that back about Brian.
I watched the live episode on the Patreon, and I now realize I was mistaken about the commitment.
All right, I'm leaving. Goodbye.
All right, bye. Okay, this is the part where I'm going to start inviting everyone that I told was going to be on earlier in now. And it's good. Everyone can stay as long as they want. Everyone can leave as early as they want. Because the rest is just me drunk talking, which is all the first part was, actually. So, I do have someone I'm really trying to get on. But anyway, hi, what's up? Say things. Oh, I got questions.
You really are drunk.
No, I'm not kidding. My tolerance is so much lower than it was. When
you guys always kind of say, "Oh, I'm drunk."
He's married now. He doesn't drink like he used to, right?
That's true.
I have
It's
a
not because of the
question.
marriage. Although
Did I
not
arm wrestle anyone at Porkfest or not?
No, you were passed out drunk in the
You were in
U-Haul.
the truck.
In the van.
The U-Haul.
You were in the U-Haul.
You arm wrestled your own self-esteem and worth, Howie, and you lost
Brian, get out of
every
here.
time. All right, I got it. It's too good. I had to come back for that one. All right,
I had to come back.
all right, I gotta go.
All right, that checks out. That probably was.
Yeah, that does add up. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying because as Spangle pointed out, my tolerance is much lower than it used to be. So
I think you were saying
that was I mean, it
Said
was
you had
great.
questions.
Questions. Go ahead.
why
It's the
don't I
cat's
play-
cradle. Johnny Rocket.
Why don't I just play a clip? Hey, Brian's gone. Oh, I'm going to play some clips. I forgot about the clips, so I'm going to play some clips. You guys want to hang out for some clips while I talk?
Sure.
All right, so let me do a little screen share because I have to screen share to hear the audio.
I'm concerned about some of these clips, by the way.
Don't be that. You're good, Howie. You're fine.
Because I see one Howie debut sober. I'm like, oh shit, is there a Howie debut drunk?
All right, let's play it. You called it Howie debut sober, everybody.
And now we have another special guest making his very first appearance on the Lions of Liberty podcast, coming to us all the way from Virginia, Howie Snowden.
I didn't even know where he lived.
Hey, Mark.
What town.
How you doing, man?
Good, and I'm
what
feeling
we
a
had
little
on
under
laugh
the weather
track, by
today,
the
so
way.
I'm just drinking some coffee right now.
Whoa, hold on.
That's not gonna work.
Pause the recording.
I quit.
We got to scratch this thing. This is called Libertarians in Living Rooms Drinking Liquor. What do you mean? Are you at least? Can you at least
so
humor us
canned.
and
I hated my voice.
put a little drop
I
of
hate
something
it.
in there? Or
If I were drinking liquor right now, it probably would
Howie
be some
sounds interesting.
Blanton's bourbon.
Phantom drinker.
okay, so we can imagine a fantasy world where all our dreams come true, and Howie is drinking some bourbon. and
Howie,
his
just
coffee.
get really messed up on Robitussin, all right? Maybe chug about half a bottle to come back to us.
At least we can get into all that stuff later. But
All right, I'm going to play another clip.
what are you drinking today?
I'm drinking a little
Brian.
Michner's. I don't know. MICHTER apostrophe S. Single barrel. It's pretty good. You get it at Costco right now if you guys have memberships. Delicious.
If you guys have
Straight
memberships,
rye.
this is
Just a
elitist.
note, maybe next time before you come on the show, you just learn how to pronounce, whatever it is. you're
Don't
drinking.
tell me
Just-
how to live my life.
Just an
Okay,
idea.
There's a reason I had that clip queued up. I'm going to stop sharing. Man, how prophetic that Brian, his very first moments in the show involved not being able to pronounce anything, and that's become his staple. Is he still? Why is he, I know why he's still.
I think because you said that to him, it's like, I'll be damned if I ever pronounce something right again. Fuck.
Oh, like I started the whole thing. Yeah, you're probably right. Dom, what's your favorite Brian McWilliams moment in podcasting? I'm just buying time while I text people.
In podcasting.
Or not podcasting.
Yeah, or in life, actually, that's much
Dom
better.
hasn't listened. You put him on the spot.
I mean, you guys you're at 500 episodes. I'd say I'm
490 behind.
I mean, I'm like more in like the 480s, I'd say. Maybe about 480 to go.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's just, it gets tough, especially without the commute now. But favorite Brian Williams, that's, man, geez, there's so many to choose from. I think the freak out in LA was one of my favorites, to be honest with you. It got really awkward.
Wait, is that the original story?
Yeah. Oh, was it the same night? I feel like it was a different night. I was out there for
Brian
sure.
McWilliams has freaked out many times.
Yeah, that's the other thing. So I think it all started over like a game of NHL, didn't it? Actually, were we playing NHL?
I think so.
What is this? Swingers?
Yeah, no, I might be doing the memory mix thing too. I don't know. But something
NHL '95.
Yeah, I got really angry, and I just remember freaking out at Brian McWilliams, and that was probably my fondest memory of him.
Was yelling at him.
Yelling at
There's not a lot to go on, really.
There's just not many good moments.
I usually listen to Brian's show on my way to work when I'm driving there. I'm like keeping lists in my head, so he thinks like, oh, I need to correct him about this. Oh, he said that wrong. Oh, he's totally wrong about this. But by the time I get to work, I never like actually contact him and like, dude.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say by the time I get to work, I've totally come around to this position. That's not.
No.
By the time I get to work, I totally forgot about that shit.
Do you know what I mean? He mixes up names and people and says everything wrong.
Have a Contra Brian
Yeah, let him know.
podcast.
Okay, I should.
I've been waiting for this show for the years. Contra McWilliams. Maybe I should just start.
You're trying to trick me into starting a conspiracy.
I'm trying to trick you. I'm literally asking you quite bluntly. Start the Conspiracy Corner weekly show. There's no trick.
We need one more podcast on our feed. One more.
All right. If not 3.
Tom, you want to start a podcast? Rico?
Come on. If there's any time to return, it's you, not.
Yeah.
What was the sentence?
Well, let me
All
think
right,
about
we got
it.
one.
Let me think about
I'll
it.
run it by the wife. I really wanted to. The wife said no. We had a horrible argument. It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah,
7 years ago today, Dom asked his wife, "Could I start a podcast on the Lions Liberty?" And then that was. And then she said, "No, we're having 3 kids instead." Actually.
So. Yeah.
Dude, I tell
That's
you
what we did.
The drunk Howie
know,
story
it's a true
didn't
story.
go over well with my wife.
What was that, Howie? I blacked out.
The drunk Howie story episode didn't go over well with my wife.
Did she listen to it?
Which one was
No,
that?
it was just afterwards. Went upstairs.
She
like,
dealt with
hammered.
them.
Oh, Drunken Howie.
Been worse.
Gave her flashbacks.
Here's the thing, Howie. Here's what you gotta do next time. Say, look, here's the deal, wife, Andrea. I love you with all my heart, all my soul. But in this moment, I need these 3 hours of my life where on this day, this Saturday, I'm going to record a show with Lions Liberty. And then the best thing to happen once that is done is that I go into the bedroom and sleep, and then we speak the next day. And
I
then
should probably just sleep in the basement down here.
Even better.
Not a bad idea.
I like that better. Yeah, that works. That works for me very well.
It's got to have to be a Friday, too, because I felt like shit and I had to go to work and all that. All right.
It wasn't
All
on a
right.
Saturday?
I think we could figure this out.
It took them 14 seconds to come around.
My favorite thing about Howie
It was the
is-
worst thing that happened. All right, we can do that. Yeah.
My favorite thing about Howie is how easily it is to influence him away from a position he held 10 seconds ago.
If it's a position I didn't really want to have.
Which is all positions you have. Yes, I know.
If a foreign intelligence entity wanted to flip Howie, it would probably be the easiest thing ever. They just approach him in line at like Burger King and say,
He's
"Hey,
basically your George Papadopoulos, is what
do
you're
you
saying.
want to spy for us?" No, but do
Take
you?
him out to a bar.
Sure.
He'll infiltrate. You'll infiltrate the Lions of Liberty so easily if you just take Howie out to a bar, get him a little drunk. So tell me all John Odermatt's secrets. Well, then he lists all 50. How many secrets do you have, John? Like 3?
2.
Yeah, you don't seem like a big secret guy.
2 secrets.
Unlike Rico.
Rico is
I'm an open book. That's why I go by a made-up nickname.
Rico has so many secrets.
That's the only one, Rico.
Yeah, that's my one.
Which
Yeah.
we've blown so many times. We've blown that secret tonight.
Yeah.
Everybody in the Pride knows who Rico
Mark
is.
shared your real name on like the episode.
Oh yeah.
That
Well,
didn't happen.
I guess I'll listen and find out.
No,
it's definitely-
he
it's
didn't
definitely
say
not
it.
audio.
It was the screen share when you were
There
trying
was
to
a
connect.
brief moment where I was looking at my emails in the during the screen share point, but nothing you need to worry about. It's not out to the public.
I don't care.
A couple hundred Pride members. What are the odds? What are the odds these guys called whoever you broke a law against?
That's the thing. I'll say anything when I know.
By the
When I know
way,
it's only the
where's JB?
Pride listening, I'm like, they're not
Who's
going to
this?
turn me in. They pay for this.
Someone is here. I think it's.
Got to
it's
text
one of the
JB.
Dans.
To
It's one
remind
of the
him. Did
Dans.
you text him?
No, I'll do that now. Dan Smots, everybody, wearing a Lions Liberty
yeah.
t-shirt.
Smots Daniel.
This guy's been waiting for 3 hours to come on the show, patiently. Probably, like in this position, actually.
He's muted too.
You should say words so people know that I'm serious.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. Boomer technology. But what's up? Congratulations on 500. Thanks for having me. And yes, I do not have anything better to do on a Monday night than listen to you guys, whatever this is.
That's the only endorsement I ever wanted. That's the only endorsement I ever wanted from you.
Hey Dan, any news on the We Didn't Go to the Moon documentary?
No, shut up. Don't talk about it.
Okay.
It's a sore spot. Hey, Howie, any news on that podcast you were going to start?
Well, I just put out a Conspiracy Corner episode.
Remember when you guys started a podcast with JB?
2-3 days ago? What do you want from me? I've given you like 2
podcast.
2 episodes you've gotten.
To be honest, Howie has given me more podcasting by far than JB ever has, who's not here to defend himself.
The truth is, Howie's been secretly working with Spangle, and he's going to debut on the Wall Network.
My God, that's going to break my heart so much.
Yeah, no, actually, the
Howie Snowden show was going to
podcasts
headline the We Are Libertarians Network.
Marc was
Chris Spangle
like,
show's gone. It's just a Howie Snowden show.
Just Conspiracy Corner with Howie Snowden.
I'd listen to that, to be honest with you. It would help your ratings.
The 2 that I did, Marc was like, "Oh, hey, we're going to have this podcast." And he's like, "Oh, actually, I can't make it. I can't be on. Can you just record it and do it?" And like, episodes. All right, I'll do it.
Yeah, I tricked you into hosting 2 shows.
Yes.
The way to get Howie to host a show is to schedule it, plan it, and then bow out at the last minute and say, "Howie, you're hosting." Bye. It works. Good.
Yeah, it does work.
I want to show where Howie just gets
me every time.
I want to show where Howie just gets drunk and makes up conspiracy theories and convinces people that.
Yes,
that's every time I talk to Howie.
That's good, Dan.
That's already a show.
Yep. No research.
Why are you resistant to doing the show, Howie? Why won't you do the podcast?
Because he's a Freemason.
Well, he's waiting for the offer from the Libertarians Network.
He hasn't
fuck up his standing within his organization.
This is the part where things are getting crazy. We have another guest here. Who's the next guest? I don't even know. It's We Are Libertarians Network's Remzo Martinez.
He's alive.
I think there's more We Are Libertarians.
Remzo, put a mask on.
Lions people on now.
Yeah, don't give us your COVID. You're gonna have to unmute yourself.
The first COVID survivor I've personally known, Remzo Martinez.
I'm alive.
I'm not actually joking. That tells you something about COVID. Remzo is literally the first person that, first of all, unmute your mic. Second of all, you're the first person I actually know in real life that has COVID.
You know my friend Jeff.
Oh, what I was trying to say earlier was like, nothing can kill me. I'm immune now.
Except the
blood of bats.
I like that the podcast has gotten so big that we can't even be a Brady Bunch mode now. We're too big for Brady Bunch. We're in 10. There's 10 people.
Yeah, but in fairness, at least one of the screens is empty.
This is
just
half
an
a
empty
Mormon
chair.
family.
I'm going to have to kick some of you off soon. Or not kick. Politely suggest some of you hop off soon to bring in some other people because it's getting a little crazy. But in the meantime, how's COVID, Remzo?
Yeah, how are you feeling, Remzo?
COVID is a bitch. I mean, you know what's so funny? Like, I thought I could put out, like, a very thoughtful analysis of my time in quarantine and everything. And for the most part, people have been very polite about it. But I've been getting those angry direct messages. You're putting out freaking disinformation. Somebody might die. I'm like, what? Because I suggested Alka-Seltzer Cold as a good nighttime remedy? Because I said you should take zinc and vitamin C and some probiotics? Like, my God. It's
Don't forget the D3.
I took chloroquine. Actually, you know what's crazy, Chris? I actually asked about that when I was in the I was in the ER. You're fine. You're fine. I promise.
Remzo, can you mute when you cough so that we don't get COVID?
No, just take it. Just take it. I'm in the ER and I'm talking to the nurse, and I actually asked her, have you or anyone else prescribed hydroxychloroquine? And long story short, she basically said no, and no one in the hospital is. And for people with COVID-induced pneumonia, it could actually deflate your lung. And I was like, I'm good. So honestly, it was vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, Alka-Seltzer Cold, and a couple different immune boosters I took every morning. And
a shot of whiskey.
I wish I could drink. I tried a little bit, and it like burned me on the inside. It was not fun. I'm still trying.
I'm not a doctor, but I don't think hydroxychloroquine is going to deflate anybody's lungs. But
no, it doesn't.
I don't know what's true anymore.
It helps get the zinc into the cells, is what it does.
Yeah.
For people who were like
Willing to
really
believe it.
severe, like on like a ventilator or something, they said they would consider hydroxychloroquine. They said they've done Regeneron, but they were like, you're not severe enough. You're gonna get discharged this afternoon.
All right, kiddies. Well, you know one way to prevent yourselves from getting COVID like young Remzo did? That is to start your day with a piping hot cup of coffee from our friends at Lorenzotti Italy. Now, that statement is not FDA approved or backed by anything remotely factual, but that's not the point, friends. This is advertising, all right? Advertising is just about catching your attention and making you remember the name, Lorenzotti Italy. But seriously, Zach and the guys at Lorenzotti Italy have been fans of Lions of Liberty for years, supporters, patrons of Lions of Liberty for years, so I am always happy to help promote a product and a business being run by fellow libertarians. And it's not just that they don't just sell coffee, all right? These guys are not just your run-of-the-mill coffee dealer. They are also entrepreneurs who help other entrepreneurs. So they are actually out there helping people who are trying to start their own coffee businesses. They help them procure equipment, help them gain financing, whatever people need to start their own coffee shops, their own businesses around coffee. These guys at Lorenzotti Italy are here to help. You can find out more from them at lorenzotti.coffee. Don't forget to use discount code LIONS for 10% off your order.
I got another guest here because there's 72 people in this podcast now. Dan Johnson, one of my very first guests, and the person I think I might have actually, still to this day, interviewed more than any other human being, and definitely have interviewed more than he's been interviewed by any other human being. Dan, can you hear me? That's the first question.
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
I am awake.
That's the first step. There you go.
Good answer.
Really well. So, how do you feel?
Everyone that wants to be on the show, well, that I invited on the show, is off from the East Coast for whatever reason. And everyone wants to be on early. But when you get past 10 p.m. for East Coasters, they turn into crackheads. So that's where we are.
True.
Yeah,
you mean your libertarian shit posting hasn't made you a bunch of friends in California?
I have friends. They're just not libertarians.
Well, libertarians don't have any friends, so it's fine.
It's the endless cycle. Dan, how are things?
Well,
question that I don't care about the answer to. The real question is, no, I'm just kidding. I do care how you are. That's not true. No, it is true. Wait, which one's not true? I'm so confused. The real question I want to ask Dan, what is your first memory of Lions of Liberty?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think we were introduced by Brian Engelman over at the New American Media Radio. So I think my first memory of Lions of Liberty was me. I'm getting interviewed on a podcast. Really?
So that was your first podcast.
That was, I think it was like second or third podcast about the episode. It was. I think it was episode 3.
It was the first real podcast.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, it wasn't real yet, but it became real. So.
No offense to Brian.
Oh.
Yeah,
Brian's going to get back on. You know he's listening, right?
It's not that Brian. There's different Brians here. There's a lot going on.
Brian Engelman.
This is a sausage fest, isn't it? It just occurred to me right now when I looked up.
Podcast. What are you talking about?
It's the first time I looked at the screen.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to peace out, gentlemen. It's been good to see you all.
Too.
Well,
Can I say that for like the first 2 years?
It's not going to help the ratio, though, but I do.
Can I say that for the first 2 years of listening to Lions of Liberty, I thought that Rico was black?
And what changed your perception?
When I saw him.
Yeah.
Oh. And the diversity of Lions of Liberty goes down to 0.
Well, 1/16th Puerto Rican now.
So one of our
matter.
friends, when he got married, I met his wife for the first time. She's like, "Oh, I thought you were Mexican," and I thought, "Well, why would I be Mexican? Like Rico doesn't mean Mexican." But she was about as
as white bread as they come.
Yeah. So,
Got it.
whatever. Anyways, it's late for this guy, so have fun.
We've had more than enough of you, Rico. Thank you so
Yes.
much. I'll see you at WrestleMania by hook or by crook.
God damn right. Don Sidoti, I'll see you again in 10 years, apparently.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Looking forward
we'll
to
see
it.
you on Lions 1000, my friend.
All right, see you guys.
All right, man.
Entering the. Oh my God, we have 2 guests at once. I don't even know where to start. I'll start with JB Lubin.
I like how Rico was gone for like a half hour and we watched his chair and he comes back just to say, hey guys,
Hey,
I'm
there's
gonna go.
All right, JB, you're gonna talk. So talk now, and then I'm gonna bring in another guest because I'm drunk. JB, speak first.
You sent me the link 7 different ways. That's how I knew.
JB Lubin, everybody.
I heard something about the diversity dropping, so I figured I'd pop on.
That's why I called you.
That's your cue.
I looked up at the screen and I saw 11 white men, and I said, I know who I need.
Well, actually, my picture is pretty black.
And I
bailed me
just
out
come
here.
flying in and my cape billowing.
In fact, I'm going to diversity double this shit down because we've been on for a couple hours here. Or at least I have. Actually, I'm the only one that has.
Diversity double
entire
down.
time.
I have been.
A good game show.
Yeah,
It's
Howie has
diversity
been too.
double down.
Howie with me from the goddamn beginning as always. I'm impressed, Howie. We're gonna double the diversity. We got JB Lubin. I don't care the color of his skin, but if you do, it's not the same as the rest of us. And
Very smooth, Mark.
is that the best way to introduce that? And also we have finally Angela McArdle is here as well.
God,
that's not diversity.
Yes, it is because she's white. Hi, Angela. Can you hear us?
Do you have like a thing where
Oh, she's
people
muted.
in the room and they're
There.
muted?
Now you're in. Now you're in.
There you
Angela
go.
McArdle.
No,
Hello.
only the women.
Hi, Angela. All right.
I'm diversity. I'm the token.
It's been an hour and 50 minutes, and you're the first woman on the show.
That's typical, and I
But-
enjoy that role.
And that's typical. And this is probably the description of every libertarian event you've been to. Is that correct?
As long as I
Like
can
the
manage.
black guy walks in and you walk in. That's the order.
That's
of events.
that's a convention right there.
That's how I like it. I like to take a sword to the sword fight.
I like it. I love it. That's great.
But now we're back to the Brady Bunch format, at least on my screen. But it's a bigger Brady Bunch. It's 3 times 4, my friend. All of us.
Snake, I didn't imagine seeing you here.
Yeah, it's weird seeing you all here. All the people I invited here. This is the part of the show where I've absolutely lost control, if I ever had control.
Yes. Okay, well, Mark,
So
I'm going to bounce.
All right, Johnny.
I got to go.
Yeah,
Johnny,
I will.
thank you so much. You came. You were
Johnny
on
has
for
to
like
commit some crimes.
You were
I
on
have
for
to
about
commit
an
some
hour longer
crimes.
than you committed.
I got to steal
thank
some
you so
money
much.
from old ladies,
Please do.
smoke some cigarettes, drink some whiskey, maybe grab a couple girls' asses, whatever. I do what I do. Anyways,
Happy
though, guys,
Monday.
thank you so much. Happy
Peace out,
500.
brother.
See you, Johnny.
Rock and roll, guys.
Did you ever hear from Paxton?
No, we talked the other day. He was going to come on. I think maybe I got to him a little too late. Here we
Did you see proof
I've been
of life?
texting him. He hasn't been responding lately. So
Yes, he posted a photo of him herding pigs the other day, so we know that he's alive.
well, he is both hurting and later murdering the pigs, and that's okay.
Okay.
That's his right to do. He's raised the pigs. He can murder them and eat them and all of that.
Does that mean the pork roast this
Oh my
year
God,
might
it's
actually
Raylene.
be a pork roast?
We've got guys.
Oh.
The diversity is just exploding here, right? We get JB on. Within moments, we get Angela on, and now we have Raylene motherfucking
We go.
Lightheart as well. This is, and we are back to a full. I think I've got a 3x4 here. Yeah, I've got a 3x4.
Mark, I like how you moved us all to the end and you told us all that you had too many at the beginning, so you had to spread these out. And now we've
I
got
did.
25 people on at the end.
Well,
It's good planning right there.
that is exactly what happened. Actually, That's the
Because
full
Pete
story.
Cunoniz for like 5 hours or something, then we've got 25 people here.
Chris keeps staring at me.
Well,
Make him stop.
There's a thing called order of
How can you tell
importance.
who's looking at you?
Because I can feel it.
Dude, you don't want to
Like-
podcast with Remzo. He knows things. He knows
Like the
where you're looking at all
hypnotoad?
times.
Something like that.
This is fun. We should make this group a regular podcast. These 12 people. What do you guys think?
This is the
Going great.
story.
I'm
Hey,
good with that.
Remso, are you still quarantined?
I'm staying quarantined another week because
You
my
have to
lungs
let
feel
Raylene
like
at least speak one word.
I feel
When
like
when you're-
my lungs have been beaten
No,
by
not
Manny
allowed.
Pacquiao
When you're out, I feel like we should hang out since we live like 20 minutes away.
because you're afraid that I may have died and that might be your only chance. Okay.
Raylene Mark auto mutes you, by the way, and you're still muted, just so you know.
Oh, is that what it is? Is that what's been
Yeah.
happening with everybody?
Yes, that's why every single person has forgot to unmute.
I spent 2 hours wondering why everyone starts muted.
Thank you.
I'm
I've only
sorry
seen
about
Mark
your
mute
lover,
the women
Marilyn
coming
Manson.
into here, so I can't say anything about that.
I'm so drunk I forgot Dan was here and he came in 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I got
Both Dans.
like 2 words in before.
Hi, Dan.
All this.
I love you.
Hi.
Which,
Hello,
one,
Raylene.
which one do you love?
Which
Dan,
Dan?
Thank you for starting that awesome social network.
Oh, you're welcome. Antinewslive.com, everyone.
Yeah, that's
the one.
awesome.
Mark, you've never been there, so don't pretend.
What?
I don't like that you know where I clicked and haven't. I don't like that.
I'm the moderator
level
of the
control.
Lions Liberty room because no other Lions Liberty has joined yet. So.
I thought I joined.
All right. Last time I talked to Dan, he said, I'm going to invite you to my social media network. And then that was the last thing we talked about.
Bullshit.
We talked about a
I
bunch
can
of
give you screenshots right now where I sent you the message and
You
said,
click on the goddamn
go
link
go
he
log
sent
in.
and started it.
I forgot about memory and screenshots. But
What is it again? Antinewslive.com?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give it a quick pitch, Dan.
Now that we're all here, each of you should tell me why you're a better guest than Tom Woods. Tom Woods is awesome. He was on for about 30. He's like, maybe I can make it work for a little bit. And he was on for like 30 minutes.
He dropped an F-bomb.
He actually would.
Dropped an
and
F-bomb.
I got Tom Woods to say,
Oh, yeah?
motherfucking. Tom Woods said the word fuck on this show.
That's not the first time.
And I'm going to air it. I'm going to fucking air it.
I don't think I can top that then.
No, goodbye, JV. It's been nice having you. You've completed the quorum has been completed. You've fulfilled the diversity ratio, and we no longer need you. Thank you. We have Angela. We have Raylene. Raylene's got purple hair. Angela's a white chick. I don't know what we need you for anymore,
You
JV.
motherfucker.
Oh no, you are the old.
Yeah, what about Renzo? He's
And everyone knows white women speak on behalf of minorities.
Sure thing.
Put us in, coach.
Andrew, you might. I don't know if you speak on behalf of minorities. Every time I see you post on Twitter, I'm like, why can't the LP learn from her? Why can't they bring this kind of fire? Like, it just drives me nuts.
They would rather bring water, carry
They
water.
can bring the fire if they choose to in the future.
They can. The fire shall be brought. We shall bring the fire. What if I have an actual literal torch of fire at the convention, the national convention? I think that would be rad.
Hot.
I think I'm going to do
Hot.
that, right?
Like literally, but also.
Yes.
We're going to literally pass the torch, and we're going to bring back some dangerous ceremony and pyrotechnics. We need
somebody will burn down that hotel.
There? Can we run a torch from California to wherever the convention's going to be? Like, we'll actually pass
Like the Olympics.
It's in Reno.
Yes, like the
this is
Olympic.
doable.
All right, here's what I'm
Does
going to
that
do.
require libertarians to actually run? Or is it just like a get in your car and drive?
Oh,
I could run. I could do it.
Walmart scooters.
Gentlemen, get out of your basements. This is happening.
All right, I'm gonna go around the room now. The room, because I'm drunk and I don't know what else to do. I want to get a favorite or first or whatever you want to say Lions Liberty moment from everybody that hasn't already stated as such. So I'm going to start with on my screen the first person that hasn't said something like that. Chris Spangle, first or favorite Lions Liberty moment. Go. You are allowed to include Brian McWilliams almost peeking in your car at PorkFest if you want to.
Well, the PorkFest by far was the best experience because I'd been friends with Marc for a long time and I'd gotten to know some of the other hosts, but that was the first time that I got to actually spend time with everybody. Yes. I mean, just chauffeuring drunk podcast hosts all around, engineering your podcast, thinking what a huge mistake that podcast may have been.
I have not been canceled yet, so.
But it was great to get to know everybody's personality. Like Brian, like the first time you meet him, he was just like boisterous and fun and entertaining. Yeah, John's very thoughtful and fun. And Howie, I didn't particularly think
JB's black. It's the standard thing that we all.
Yeah. So
wait. Finish this Howie thought. Where are you going with that?
I tried to cut that off. I tried to defer.
And Howie's just, Howie.
Particularly like Howie at the beginning, but Howie has become probably my favorite. My favorite on-air moment
Tears right now.
is Howie describing COVID at the very beginning and doing a better job on Conspiracy Corner than any other media outlet. I thought
that's legit.
He actually did journalism. It was really, really good. Really,
that is legit. The first Conspiracy Corner not the first, but the first one on COVID and we did release that publicly because I thought it was so well done. That has proven the most true shit. Like you listen to that now, and that was done, I think, in February of 2020. It was better journalism than we've seen from almost any outlet that it's been hidden behind the Lions Liberty Patreon. Actually, I really, like I said,
gave actual information. Now, I'm going to take this moment to say congratulations to Lions. You guys deserve a tremendous amount of respect. You guys have done a great job building a fantastic platform that gives a broad voice to the entire Liberty movement. I thank you guys for your friendship, especially Marc. Marc's been a great friend to me, and I just appreciate all that you guys do.
That was
and-
accidental, to be clear. I did not intend anything like that.
Well, we're best friends now. You just have to own it.
Do you feel him staring at you now? Like right into your soul?
Oh, I feel it.
And Remzo, I'm glad you're doing well. And everybody, thanks so much for having me on. I appreciate it. And with that, I'll say goodnight.
Namaste, good sir.
Take care.
I mean, honestly, the fact that a libertarian podcast made it to 500 episodes is something to be celebrated in and of itself. Like, that's impressive.
Battlefield out there. You got to upload things. You got to download things. You got to post things. You got to do a lot of work. People don't realize this.
What happened to
Yeah,
Brian?
that's why I've been.
Brian's been gone
putting
for
this off.
about an hour.
We don't talk about Brian.
We don't talk about him anymore. He's gone to us. JB, since you spoke, what's your first? I mean, so JB, for those that don't know, JB has known us since our college days. And then at some point, so Lions of Liberty basically started by an email chain. We call it the Liberty Chain, where we would talk about current events and such through the filter of the Ron Paul campaign is how it started, but it evolved into conversations about the deeper aspects of the ideas of liberty and such. And somehow in there, JB got on that email chain. And out of people that didn't already sort of agree with it, I think JB took the biggest stride in going from probably previous beliefs to new beliefs while still maintaining the original integrity that was always there with wanting to sort of, I'm going to stop talking now. JB, just talk because I wanted into something. I was trying to set up you talking about Lions of Liberty. So just go do that.
I think that was a pretty apt intro. I'm a learner. I love learning. I joined this group skeptical of a lot of the ideas, and that kind of brings up like my favorite moments. Probably kind of how would you say, maybe self-centered, but it was actually a show I was on when I was having a discussion with you about guns and firearm usage and how I was still pretty much anti-gun. And just having like a real like candid discussion about your guys about what it means to have the right to, bear arms and why I feel I don't like guns. It came to the point where like my dislike for guns was very much a emotional dislike that came from this idea with the good guy with the gun didn't exist where I grew up, at least in my psyche, Growing up, like I was born in Flatbush, Brooklyn. That's where, and then I moved to Long Island. So it's like either, the criminals have guns and they're out to get you, or the cops have guns and they're out to get you. There is really very little good guy with a gun in Flatbush in the late to mid 80s.
I remember that conversation very, very vividly,
So do
actually.
I.
And
Yeah.
I do. And I wish I pulled the clip ahead of time because that would have been amazing. Maybe I'll find it and edit it in. Probably not, though, to be honest.
But having a discussion and kind of breaking down on air how I, formed my opinion on guns and where that came from actually, enlightened me and softened my stand and made me understand like a different perspective from it that I had never really held in my entire life up until that point. It was kind of really like an on-air type of like understanding of like what my relationship with guns are and whether or not it's the right one, and if there's anything that I could do about it or any other perspective I could take on firearm ownership that's not just viscerally negative. And I think it was a two-way street too, because in terms, I was able to kind of like process that idea. And then I felt like I let you know that it's just like, it's like when you're talking to someone from a situation like that, that's not someone who went out hunting with their dad or, just shooting cans off their backyard with their friends, that their relationship with guns can be markedly different from yours. And you need to understand that perspective as well in this conversation. It really felt like this was like a moment for all of us. And I was like, and I think I started becoming fairly regular after that point. I was pretty sporadic, but that was like, at that point I was like, yeah, I think I can get down with this.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I remember.
I vividly remember that. And I remember the idea that thinking the same thing you were just saying, like I grew up in a gun house. Like my dad is literally a like federally licensed firearm dealer. He's been someone that's obsessed with guns his whole life and the least violent person I've ever met in my life. So like I've always, for me, never associated guns with violence. I've associated guns with the ideas of safety, the ideas of security. Never in my personal experience did I associate guns with violence or something like that. Whereas your own experience, JB, was the opposite, actually. Like growing up, guns, you associate
almost
guns
exclusively violence.
Right, exactly.
I didn't know any regular person who owned a firearm.
Yeah, it was
for
either
most of my upbringing.
Bad gang violence or bad police. I'm scared of the police. Like there was nothing in between for you. And I think that conversation actually helped me understand too. Like, oh yeah, duh. Everyone didn't grow up like I did. Like I was never scared of guns themselves. I've been scared of how people might use a gun, but I've never been scared of the idea of a gun because of the way I was raised. And that conversation, that episode, really helped me understand that, oh yeah, not everyone was raised like I was. Not everyone was raised shooting BB guns in the backyard with their dad who taught them everything about safety and really taught them to respect the concept of a gun. Not everyone was raised that way. And those people might actually have a totally different concept, not through any fault of their own, but through the way they were raised to actually see a gun in a totally different way. So, and that conversation, I vividly remember, like, made me think, okay, maybe I need to approach this conversation a little bit differently, which I think has always been in many ways your role for us on Lions to Liberty. Like you've helped show me the ways I need to talk to other people, because for a long time, I only saw things from my own perspective, but you've been sort of the forebearer of the opposite perspective in terms of how you grew up, how you were raised, the ideas you were shown. And that's really helped me craft the way I talk to other people, that I probably perhaps might not have crafted those ideas differently if I hadn't been exposed to the way you were raised and realized, oh yeah, not everyone is raised the same way I am. Not everyone has the same experience I am. I need to actually craft my approach and understand that people have had different experiences than I did.
And I'd just like to say, with all this, I'm a pride firearm owner today, and they don't really, it's just a thing to me now, as opposed to, this orb of pure evil. So, people can learn and people change and things, things can be different 500 episodes later.
The real point is don't fuck with JB, because he will shoot you. And he wouldn't have before. So thank you. You're welcome, criminals.
Yeah, I'm strapped, bitches.
So this is the part of the show where I'm definitely way drunk. I mean, I've been doing this for over 2 hours now. But I think there's a few people who have not. I at least want to get on record, on audio record, maybe a first Lions of Liberty experience from the last few people. So I think we got to Dan Johnson. We did that a little bit. Remzo.
You skipped me entirely, but whatever.
No, you don't. Dan, we've discussed this.
Dan, I'm sorry about your boyfriend's Marilyn Manson.
You're just a guy, Dan. You're a fellow. You will get to. Either of you actually can speak. I don't care. I don't care how this works.
Allegations, Remzo. Allegations.
The real point I'm trying to get to is I need someone to talk for about 90 seconds to 2 minutes while I go pee. So, Remzo,
we're going to talk about Marilyn Manson while you're gone.
Considering I know how you found Lions,
I think we should.
And know how it influenced you, if you could speak, Remzo, on your experience with Lions Liberty for about 2 minutes while I step out, that would be awesome.
Not to cut Remzo off here, but I'm going to need to jump off here pretty soon.
Yeah,
and it's kind of payback for the amount of times he cut me off on his podcast. But anyway, that aside, so we were talking about favorite Lions of Liberty moments, and I was thinking about, besides the one where you did libertarians in living rooms drinking liquor, and everybody asked if I was even old enough to be on the show, much less drink any liquor on the show. But besides that, I think my favorite Lions of Liberty moment of the past couple of years, probably my proudest Lions of Liberty moment, where I was like, I am proud to be associated with Lions of Liberty, was when John and I was scrolling through my phone, and I finally found the post. It was on June 4th, 2020, because Facebook remembers everything. And John put out this list of, all right, I see you guys bitching about criminal justice reform and how bad the police are, and you just want to burn down the city and stuff like that. Let's talk about real, genuine, constructive solutions. And I think one of the things that happens, especially with libertarians, is we absolutely love debating the finer points of Mises versus Rothbard. But neither Mises nor Rothbard have any effect on the people who grew up where I grew up, or the people who grew up in even poorer neighborhoods than I grew up in. They don't care. Like, eventually, yes, those ideas will make an impact, but real world, what does a libertarian solution look like? Just doesn't happen often enough. And so I remember
unless you're looking at We Are Change. Oh my God, it's funny. We Are Change. We do better.
Well, there's that.
Hey, that's a compliment, though.
Like with almost every other project I've ever launched, when we do this next thing with We Do Better, I will come back on the show, Mark. This is how I get interviewed so many times. You just bring Mark a new idea, and he's like, "Yes, I'd love to have you on the show." In case
I
you
like
guys
the idea, that's true. that speaks to your ideas because I said yes every time. If I thought your ideas were shit, I would have politely found a way to get out of it. Not
just tell me my ideas are shit, Mark. I've grown up by now.
But they're not. That's why you've been on. There you go.
Okay,
good
enough.
Your ideas fucking rule. So that's why you've been a consistent guest.
Long story short, a big shout out to John for not only that post, but for Felony Fridays and for being willing to take the side of people who just get ignored and are considered non-persons. I mean, once you're a felon in the United States, you're generally considered persona non grata. And so for John to take on the work that he did and to be associated with Lions of Liberty, I mean, that was definitely one of my proudest moments. And I've got to peace out for the night, guys.
If I could just add to that and just spin off that and say, I mean, this is true. I'm not just kissing Mark's ass here on his 500th episode, but
you're allowed to do that either way.
There would not have been a Felony Friday, now called Finding Freedom, without Mark basically, obviously starting the podcast first and then gently
strongly
saying to me,
pressuring you
and saying, well, look at our blog posts and how many people read them, and look at our download numbers. You should probably just do this thing you're doing as a podcast. So
that was the biggest thing for me, because I would see 10 times the downloads as I would see as page views. So it was so obvious to me. Do podcasts.
Yep. Thanks,
All
Dan.
right, well, y'all have a good night.
Peace out, my dude.
So,
all right, now we will divert to Remzo's,
because you have to pee.
Because I have to pee. I know it takes 2 minutes.
Yeah, he already peed. You didn't see him go?
No, I never peed.
Catheter was released a little bit.
And then maybe Dan gets to talk about his story if we want. But until then, Remzo, talk. I gotta pee.
I was 19 years old in my college dorm. I was driving to Selma, Alabama, where I saw a drive-by in front of a Taco Bell, and I was listening to Mark talk to Julie Borowski. At the time, there were maybe two. Yeah, there were maybe 2 libertarian podcasts out there and one dedicated entirely to 9/11. And I thought, maybe I'll leave them a 5-star rating and review on iTunes and I'll subscribe. And at the time, I was a respectable citizen. My parents thought I was doing well. My teachers liked me. I didn't question things. Now, I'm 26. I've had like 30 jobs. One of them, I sold makeup to strippers in Baltimore. The other one, I worked for think tanks. One was a couple campaigns where I slept in my car. And now I worked for a social media company that is basically, gone kaput. Long story short, Lions of Liberty impacted my life in many negative ways, but the positives outweighed it. Because of that, I've got friends for life. I've started my own show. I've written 2 books, one of them which was a bestseller. I've had adventures and opportunities I would have never had in my life because I took the ideas that Marc, Howie, John, Brian, and all their fantastic guests and topics discussed, and I basically said, how can I apply it to my life and make as many reckless decisions as possible? So as we come here on this 500th episode, I'm telling you, I'm a spawn of LOL, and I can't necessarily say this is a lifestyle for all the kids out there, but it worked out for me mostly. So congrats to all of you. Cheers.
You may be our proudest son.
That's so sad.
Remzo, your way of speaking, you are magical. That was lovely.
I'd like to consider my voice audible chocolate.
I think the COVID is actually added to your voice. It's more appealing.
Do I sound like an adult now? Have I hit puberty?
Yes, I think so.
Nice. Thank you,
Speaking
Raylene.
of COVID, Chris really liked the Conspiracy Corner episode on COVID that we did at the beginning of the pandemic. And we know so much more now. And somebody whose take I've really enjoyed on this has been Raylene's. And Raylene, me and you need to do like a comprehensive episode sometime soon. Because we do know a lot more now than we knew a year ago. And I think
that is the day both shows get banned.
Yeah, probably. But it's for a good reason. And we'll get on that like offline, but we really need to do that. You've been great on this, and like I hate that people just listen to everything.
I missed Remzo's whole
says.
story. Crap.
But
it's okay, Mark.
Is it as good as I remember it?
It was better.
It's better.
Perfect. It was all about how much I inspired him to do everything he's ever done in life, right?
Yeah, basically.
Did
Good and bad. Good and
Did you write that for him?
And without me, he never would have met Ben Stein, et cetera, et cetera.
I didn't want to be a millennial Forrest Gump. Life just happened.
Like a box of chocolates.
Like a box of chocolates. You just take whichever one you get.
All right, who else needs to tell a Lions Liberty story? Dan, Angela, Raylene, any of you?
I want to because I was a real asshole.
Oh, you were? Okay, let's hear it.
Because, okay, so I met you through Johnny Rocket, and I really, I mean, I saw a few things, and I liked what you guys did, but I really thought you guys were like bros. Like
we are bros. To be honest.
Yeah, but not
wrong.
I was wrong. So, because we were, he was like, you have to drink when you go on the show. You have to do it. You can't do the show without getting drunk.
Say that. He did.
He told me that. Yes. And so I'm like, I don't really want to do that, right? And so I really had the wrong idea. And I'm so glad because then I really started listening. You guys are fun. A lot of talking over each other, and that was okay. And so I didn't get to really speak up. And then we did something else together, and it was like we had a lot of fun. The book hockey shows were really fun. I had a blast, but then I started
really define that further for new.
Give a little bit of background.
Yeah, those Bukaki shows, you know.
Them are
Oh,
just
it's a
let it
blast.
cook right
it's
there.
for Thanksgiving.
For people that are new and don't understand the
No pun
context,
intended.
we might want to define
I
it
forgot.
a little more.
It's exactly what you think it is.
It's like turkey. It's a play off the word turkey kind of thing. It's like a Thanksgiving show.
Sure.
Like what everyone does Thanksgiving dinner, Bukaki.
Right. In fact, I think the last one I asked you guys to not call it that.
Grandma.
The funniest thing is that was what grounded Raylene. That was what made her think we were totally cool and normal.
Yeah.
When we did those Bukaki,
You know,
shows,
I play by my own rules.
Knew it was okay.
John, you guys made me tell you which one I thought was the best your podcast, but I was like, I really, really did like Felony Friday. It was meaningful, but it's all of you, even Brian's show.
Even.
Well, for being a comedian, how serious he can get for real, and how really good. And I bonded with Howie immediately. I'm still trying to get him to play with me and record. I want to do that because we have a lot of fun. And then I was wrong about everything, and I like that. There's so much depth, and there's so much
what you're
caring.
saying is you thought we were total drunk dickheads at first.
Yeah, well, I didn't know, and
us,
I was wrong about everything, and now I highly recommend all of your guys' podcasts and everything.
You
you're
haven't
doing.
drank with them in person, apparently, because they are.
that's
They're
the
exactly what you thought.
Yeah. Well, the part I'm waiting for. Like you're actually right.
Yeah, but you're not. You're fun, but you're not dicks, like bad dicks. Like you're not. But you're also really smart, and you're deep, and like you're describing with JB with the empathy and how you guys are coming into that. You guys are very empathetic people. You're very thoughtful. I like what you're doing. Marc, I think it was really badass that you had me do a show about natural health treatments. That was a bold move for how big of a podcast you do. I mean,
30% download hit, crushed our show, but I'm so glad. I'm just kidding. Actually, no, that's not true. The opposite's true. That show did really well. People really responded well to it.
Yeah, I had a lot of people reaching out and saying they really liked it, but that's kind of rare. I mean, usually the conspiracy theory podcasts are the ones that are more like that, like Dan, you and I. Yeah. And
way back.
Debate between Raylene and JB on vaccines. Go.
Oh God.
Just kidding. Bring it to my show.
That's
Let's do it there.
Amazing podcast idea that I would totally listen to because both of you are two of the most reasonable and empathetic people I know. Like you actually have all the qualities I would want in a debate. So
I was drinking and chatting with JB about it. Yeah, on my show.
Now.
On my show, my idea.
Can we just do it now?
I'll cough on the loser.
Oh, I can handle that because I have a great immune system, actually. So, and John knows all about the probiotics and how the immunity starts in the gut, and there's so many more ways to go with this. So, yeah, I'm going to live.
I don't even think I can get COVID.
I'm convinced of that too, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I know that's cocky of me, but I feel the same way.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of theories to go with that. And does anyone do terrain theory? Howie does. You you read about her terrain theory.
I don't
and
know
all
what
that
it
kind of
is, but I'm sure Howie does.
Yeah, that's fine. But anyway, that was a really bold move. Most of the big name podcasts are not going to do things like that. So it was noted, and yeah. Anyway, a lot of respect for you guys. I think it's great, and I support whatever you're doing. And I will come on your show anytime you invite me. Yeah.
That's every week, so I guess we need to start a new show with you and Howie. I think that's the only solution.
Well, were you in the bathroom? I was telling Raylene, Chris Spangle said our episode on COVID was so great, but that was a year ago. There's so much more information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I do want to record something with Raylene, and I will do that soon, and I'll send
I will air it. If you guys want to do it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll send it to you to edit
on
it.
Lions
and all
of
that
Liberty
stuff,
actual feed. Like, I'm down.
I'll give you some of my blood.
I think you guys
do whatever you want with it. Just
what blood type are you, Remzo? Just curious.
I'm O positive.
Actually, I'm curious. Is anybody negative blood type on the show right now?
Nice. O negative.
O positive.
Which one's the one that you can give to anybody?
O negative.
I think I'm O negative. I'm pretty sure.
I'm not giving my blood type to anyone on this podcast.
What about your Social Security?
Mother's maiden name?
Not even asking like AB
First
or
cat.
anything. Just wondering if you're rhesus positive or negative. That's all.
Oh yeah, that ridiculous positive. They're aliens or something, or lizard people. I forget what he said about. I have O positive blood. That means I descended from the aliens
Descended
who
from
built
the
the pyramid
gods?
or something.
All those the Pleiadians and the Draconian thing. That's wild. I think that might have been the second conspiracy corner. I'm very cloudy on the details. It was a long time ago.
If you found out that Hillary Clinton was a lizard person, would you really be that surprised?
No, not at all.
Because there's a whole species of intelligent life forms that's just been hidden for all of recorded human history. Of course, I'd be surprised. Are you serious?
I mean,
Are you
JB,
fucking serious?
JB, keep it grounded here.
Of course, I would be surprised.
I'd say probably not true.
And the rest of it is like, yeah, that sounds right. JB's like, what the fuck? We're all like, JB, where have you been, man? Like, we've been.
That's not a shock. Yeah, this is.
Oh, the president's an alien. Oh, JP is shocked.
No, they did come out at the beginning of this COVID thing and start posting, the media, and they were talking about certain blood types being more susceptible to this. So that is actually news. Then they started trying to stop talking about it. Like, I don't know, it got released. They started talking about it, and then all of a sudden they put the kibosh on it, and it went away, and no one's talking about what blood types are the most susceptible to COVID. But it is something that has been linked, and I think it was like, was it A and O, something like that. It was like A blood types.
I think O is less susceptible.
Yeah, that's right.
A is more. B is just like average.
Yeah, the A is the most like that's a thing. So that is scientific.
Is this like the blue-eyed, blonde or brown-eyed child test? Like, if you have a certain blood type, do you get to wear less masks?
Nobody gets to wear less masks, lady. No one. Not even if you've already had it.
And everyone gets the anal swab.
Just more masks. Everyone starts with one mask.
You actually have to
and then
double
you go
your
from
masks.
there.
That's the thing.
Dude, when there was a doctor on it was like on CBS talking about you should probably wear 4 masks. I almost lost my shit. Like it was just too much for me.
That's how we have to react, Howie. We have to react by laughing hysterically. That's the one thing we have. I'm serious.
That guy was first in line for the anal swabs.
That's all we have left is our laughter. We have to laugh at the absurdity, and if we don't,
we should just start taping masks to our back of our jeans.
So
what happened to goggles?
In my workplace, we had to for a while now. We've had to wear masks like in the common areas or like when you're in a meeting, but not when you're
I
sitting.
have to wear a
at your
mask
desk.
if I'm remotely on the campus.
Now we have to wear a mask like all day at work, and I'm like, why? After a year, are they doing this now when they're like vaccinating everybody at work too? And it's like, it's because of the Biden mask.
Oh, because it's not about
thing.
that. Is that why?
It's no Biden's new like masks policy, whatever. Like we need to comply with that. So
I thought that was just transportation. Is that workplaces?
Federal buildings. I'm a contractor.
Federal mandate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No good, man. No good. What a downer.
I know I shouldn't be doing contract work for the government. I understand that. But,
it's okay. I have to.
Someone else is going to take that job. You're not going to vote for them to keep your job through the government. So I say get your paper.
Exactly. I'd rather have Howie in that job than
That's right. Than somebody who would vote to keep it.
I'm just
our sadist. Angela, I would like to hear a Lion's Liberty tale from you. Do you have one?
But I'm gonna do, I guess, a favorite moment, like in person.
Or maybe like first time you met me and Brian. It doesn't need to be a
favorite moment in person. Was I think all of us being disappointed at Tulsi Gabbard's appearance in person on the West Side.
We had a whole LA crew there at Tulsi's appearance.
Why were we there? That was dumb.
I actually don't know.
It was Pablo's fault. Pablo was he briefly drank the Kool-Aid, and he thought Tulsi Gabbard's anti-war.
Pablo Serrato. Possibly listening now. Love the guy.
Yep. Hi, Pablo.
I think
making fun of you.
He was overexcited about Tulsi.
Just a little bit. Yeah. I mean, we all get overexcited. A lot of people on this thing probably voted for Gary Johnson. Like it happens. But that was
the time when he wasn't running with Weld. I did, but not. I couldn't do it when he ran with Weld.
I miss Orange Man.
You miss the Orange Man.
Remember when people were just mad about one guy? Actually, I miss
Dude,
him.
now that he's gone, I have to settle for
so
March
boring,
Retailer Green's Twitter to laugh at people.
There's a large orange hole in my heart.
The saddest part, he doesn't even.
Yeah. There's no press talking crap every day about what the president's doing. It's really weird. The vacuum is strange.
There's no news.
No, it's scary though, because since he's gone, now they come after us.
Yeah.
You think Trump's ever going to get his Twitter account back?
Nope.
No? You think it's permabanned?
I think so, yeah.
I think he's permabanned. We're supposed to be happy about it, right?
That's not smart, but a better business decision would be to allow him on.
That's how they made all their money. That's how they got so many people. I signed in without signing in once. I went to Twitter just to see what would happen if I didn't have an account and it wasn't following anybody. And it was every one of them was Market Watch and Trump. That's all that showed up in my feed. Just Trump. And I was like, holy moly. So he made them money. That's why I'm like, this decision is really a strange one. I don't think it's to make people, who's pulling the strings there? Because Twitter wouldn't do that if it was a good business decision. So why?
Yeah, I was saying that last show. It's how much of this is the
Top
CEOs of Twitter's fault, and how much is just this pressure, people leaning on him to do certain things because it's either you do what we say or you're fucked.
I had a conversation with a person. I think I can actually talk about this one. If I get sued tomorrow, we'll find out. But I had a conversation in my old job with somebody from Twitter, and I basically asked them, how do you project that you'll continue to bring in advertisers if you're constantly banning people for very obvious reasons? Let's not play coy here. You're disenfranchising majority in the market. We weren't even talking politics. It was in September, October, and he just started laughing, and like the Joker from The Dark Knight, he was like, "It's not about the money." And that was the most honest answer I think I'd ever gotten from anyone from that company, because when you look at Dorsey, Twitter doesn't actually make a profit. They really don't. And I'm not saying this based off their stock, but
difficult to see how they would. Actually.
Yeah, like Cash App and all the other payment processors and stuff. That's what actually makes Dorsey money. Twitter is just what it is. It's a social weapon. They don't care whether or not they make a profit.
There's no data mining like there is a Facebook.
There is, but it's at a different extent.
Okay.
Not nearly as many employees. They don't have nearly as much overhead as Facebook, or definitely not Google. And Jack Dorsey's head of legal counsel is the one who pulls a lot of the strings and makes the decisions. I don't remember her name. Is an Indian American attorney. And that's not the kind of person who should be driving your business model. Your legal department shouldn't be driving your business model, but she's definitely driving a political agenda.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's a social weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when they went after Trump, they may have been going after 88 million people as a result of that. I think everyone here has been, impacted negatively at some point by Twitter, whether for their personal account or a business account or something. But it's at the point where it's past this understanding of there might be good intentions there.
Yeah.
And while all these people were laughing at Trump, it's like it's just a matter of time, man. Like the Lincoln Project people who were going after children and stuff like that. Like now, since Trump is gone and Orange Man has disappeared, it's like they think that they're going to keep their Washington Post contributorships, and they think that they're going to continue to be brought on as a token conservative on MSNBC. No, now they're being targeted. They've been hit 3 times by the New York Times since last Tuesday, twice by the Washington Post, 17 times by CNN, and only once by MSNBC. The scale just goes on. No one can exist anymore.
Yeah, the left will eat their own. Even the ones on the right who
I follow a lot of communists,
That's right.
and liberals get the wall too.
They do.
It's the red pill, blue pill thing. It has nothing to do with ideology. Nothing. Like quite literally nothing. Like I can relate more to a complete communist that understands that the narratives are told to them than I can a quote unquote pure libertarian that doesn't fucking get that, which is not even possible. That's an exaggeration, but I can relate more to a red-pilled person who doesn't agree with my politics than a blue-pilled person who agrees with my politics in theory, because it's all in theory.
I think everyone here has been called a fake libertarian, so who is pure?
Not me.
Nobody.
Only Ryan Lindsay is.
No one has ever called me that.
I'm going to have to sign off here in a minute, or maybe we're ending soon. I don't know.
But we're ending soon, so stay on, because I would like to do. This is probably the most people I've had on.
My favorite memory of Lines of Liberty.
That's actually the entire show has been based around waiting for Dan's favorite memory.
Wait, hold on. Before Dan speaks,
I want to hear him.
I have one request from Dom Sidoti.
Oh, jeez.
How'd you feel about the Federal Reserve?
My position hasn't changed. I don't talk about it quite as much. I think I lost a lot of friends, not because they disagree, but just because they were tired of seeing me post about it and talk about it. Yeah, definitely
It's
does.
the awakening, Dom.
Yeah. So
all right. Bitcoin fixes
You have to shed the
past
and embrace the new.
Yeah, no, I feel similar about it. But if I could interject, because I got to get going for sure.
You're on multiple hours beyond when I thought you'd be on, so this is all bonus to me, Dom.
All right, good. My favorite one is not quite as righteous or altruistic as all your guys. My favorite Lions of Liberty moment was the impromptu Lions of Liberty convention in Vegas on 8 hours' notice.
Before it was known as a Lions of Liberty convention.
That was amazing.
Was it not known as Lions? It was just a Liberty convention. It was.
I don't.
Liberty was in there somehow. It was branded.
The term existed at the time.
Really?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, that was my favorite memory. It was very selfish, but it was
awesome.
It was the essence of Liberty, really. So, congratulations.
The seed.
Yeah. So maybe we are those. Maybe we are those shallow douchebags that Raylene thought we were, at least back then. But maybe that was the trip. No, there's some credence.
Double down, Raylene. Double down.
Saying.
Definitely some credence.
Yeah.
She's not wrong.
Exactly. There's something there. But there,
right.
Right. But there's obviously been a lot of maturity since then, and I think she hit on the nose with the empathy, and JB said it beautifully. And it was great to see you guys, and I can't believe there's 500. Congratulations, and I hope I'll be back in the next 5 to 10 years as well. I'm done with kids, so we'll see. All right, man. Sounds good.
See you, Don.
You've already done with them.
All right, guys. Good seeing you.
All right.
Take care. Congratulations.
Tom, thank you.
Bye.
So who's left?
Dan, you want to tell us about Marilyn Manson?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
I'll share my memory before Mark passes out.
We should do that.
Yeah, my first memories are, well, Donald Trump got me interested in politics, and that made me quickly realize that I wasn't a Republican anymore, and that's how I found libertarianism, and then started searching up libertarian podcasters and found y'all, and eventually started doing graphic design work for you and started my own podcast. Mark, you gave me some good pointers at the beginning, and I even
4 shitty tips.
You gave me 4 shitty tips, yes, but I also just mirrored everything that you were doing anyway.
4 shitty tips.
I want to hear about Marilyn Manson.
Well, okay.
So I met. He's been accused of a thing or two.
went to see them. I've seen them many times. So I saw it was Marilyn Manson and Korn opened up for Danzig. This was in maybe 95. And it was awesome. I met their drummer, Ginger Fish, and their guitarist, Daisy Berkowitz. They signed my Satanic Army shirt, which I was wearing and lost when I went to jail in a cheerleading uniform, which sucked. But I've been a huge Marilyn Manson fan all these years, and hearing these rumors come
I've
out,
always liked Marilyn Manson.
It's it's not. I don't disbelieve these rumors. They seem like these things could probably have happened. But he always seemed like a kind of thoughtful, intelligent guy. But I have to remember their allegations, because also his ex-wife Dita Von Teese said, "Well, I never had an incident like that with him." And his other ex, Rose McGowan, said, "I didn't either, but I still believe these women what they're saying." And maybe she's right. He's kind of fucked up dude. So I don't know. But when their ex-bassist Twiggy got Me Too'd and he kicked him out of the band and trashed him immediately, if he was guilty of these things and he still did that, man, that's fucked up. But I don't know. I mean,
but at the same time, doesn't that lead more toward the allegations being not true? If Twiggy would have it's such a stupid name, would have called him out or something.
Favorite. I used to have a picture of him in my wallet.
I don't.
Marilyn Manson isn't a nice guy.
Yeah. Nobody's surprised by the allegations in any way, which is the saddest part.
Yeah, not really.
I don't think anyone's come on.
Right.
Really? Someone said that? Are you sure?
I've seen some people. I move in the heavy metal circles, and I've seen some very, very fake people.
I'm not convicting him at all. I mean, I grew up loving his music. He might be totally innocent. But
I didn't. Yeah, I mean, I didn't grow up.
Johnny Depp.
I didn't grow up loving his music because I'm a heavy metal snob, but I think I grew up understanding that Marilyn Manson was probably not great boyfriend material. I don't.
Well,
yeah,
that's probably true no matter what.
How could we have ever known?
I mean, there's such a huge age discrepancy. I'm not saying that's always. There's not a one-size-fits-all rule, but it can get exploitive when somebody is in their 40s with somebody who's a teenager.
Well,
okay?
Who is 36 and wants to have a serious relationship with an 18-year-old? Who can stand it?
Larry King.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's and what are they there for? And maybe it's just about power.
Money.
Because narcissists. You think he was in it for the money?
I think they were in it for the money.
I'm sure she was. I'm sure that's exciting. Now I'm a victim blamer.
Yeah. Who knows?
Shame on you, Marilyn Manson, for being a bastard, but you should know better.
And where were her parents?
Oh,
her parents, they were Hollywood types, so they didn't think anything of it.
Exactly.
They probably pushed it.
They pimped her. I'm sorry. Where are the parents?
That's
all right.
Gross.
As a mother, I can't control what my 18-year-old daughter would do at 18. But because I'd put in the time and the work ahead of time, my daughter wouldn't do that at 18.
Yeah.
I
you can't control, but yeah, you can influence, and you can influence leading up to that.
Twitter account, Cocky Mom.
Oh yeah, I am too.
That was good. That was full confidence, but also very motherly. It was everything we needed.
So this is our life advice: don't date Marilyn Manson, and don't groom your children to date Marilyn Manson.
Don't even talk to him. Actually.
Yeah.
Wait, I could talk to
advice
him, right? I'm going to talk to him if I see him.
Okay, you can talk to him. Howie's allowed.
Howie's allowed to talk to Marilyn Manson.
I'm not going to have sex with him now.
There you go.
No, Howie, only you brought that up.
Whatever you do, you don't ask, don't tell.
And it's okay if you do.
Live your truth, Howie.
Another memory I have is of Howie being at Porkfest and trying to film Howie arguing with Nick Sarwark and not realizing it's Nick Sarwark. And then Nick Sarwark telling me to put the camera down and not to film him several times. But
did you
have that footage?
Dude,
we'll do this live.
Dude, I was arguing with him, and he said something like, "This is some bullshit Nick Sarwark would say." You do realize I'm Nick Sarwark, right?
And Howie legitimately didn't know it was Nick Sarwark. That's the best part.
Nick and I have gone toe to toe on Twitter a few times.
That is actually why I will defend Nick Sarwark to this day. In not anything he says or thinks, as just a dude. He took Howie's criticism and still had a fucking fun night and was a nice dude to everybody that night.
Yeah, he hung out most of the week.
Politics outside. He was totally fine.
I did apologize the next day.
Were you sober?
And the next day,
well, I apologized because I had no idea what I said or what.
It's actually not that bad.
No.
Like, if you analyze it, this sounds like some bullshit Nick Sarwark would say. So, A, you're telling him he's on brand. So that's great. Okay. B, he knows that people think what he says is bullshit, and he continues to do it on purpose. It's working for him. Again, on brand. I feel like you did everything right.
I was arguing against going to war with Venezuela, by the way, just so everyone knows.
And he was arguing for it?
That's also
at least supporting Guaido and getting involved.
Thank you for telling me some bullshit. Okay, yeah.
Raylene, when America elects a libertarian president, they would be stupid not to make you their press secretary.
Amen.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Unfortunately, it'll never happen.
I would probably say no.
Out there.
I don't want to be famous.
Dan, do you
I want to
have
podcast,
footage,
but I don't
by
want to
the
be famous.
You can podcast during the meetings. Okay.
All right, guys. I have to end the show because I've been on this for 2.5 hours. But I would like to do, I think this is the best moment, considering the number of people that are on now, for a very big group effort, live long and live free. So what I'm going to try to do.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to do
Not
a
falling
live
over.
long, and then when you feel it's gotten to the point, hopefully you all will feel the timing well enough to know when to say, and live free. And if not, that's okay too.
I usually do 2 Mississippis in my
Because
head.
that's part of the chime. So that's fine. 2 Mississippis. If we want to make that standard, I'm okay with that. But I am going to get off this call in the next 2 minutes, and I am drunk, and I am going to ask for this to happen before I do. So that being said, everybody, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you, everybody who's appeared, everyone who's hopped in, everyone who's hopped in, hopped out, hopped in, hopped on, hopped off in, whatever. You guys all know that I can't even say the word guys because that's how drunk.
Thank you, Liberty Jesus.
So therefore, I thank you all, and I ask you to join me in asking the universe to grant us all the permission
and live.
Say those
I missed
terms.
Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy
Jenkins.
And
live free.
One more. One more.
Live long
and live
free. At the end of the day, that will all come together.